with me because I heard him say it's not fair. I didn't catch the first part. I don't know what you said. So I said, okay, I can hold off a few seconds, that 30 seconds that it takes. So I've been working hard this week. I got to me. My granddaughter was over the weekend and spent some time together, had a good time. She got to go play with little Alexander. He loves his Kiki. Nothing makes that guy happier than spending time with Kiki. So, yeah, and just enjoyed it. I enjoyed the whole weekend. Hope you did too. I hope you did and had some fun with some family, some friends, out and about. In our part of the country, north of Kansas City, is called Clay County, and they have begun lifting restrictions in this area. So don't know if that's good or bad. You know, Clay County is a lot of farmland, but it's also a pretty condensed city area. So, but they have to wear their masks and continue to social distance. But other than that, they can have their regular hours, go back to regular business hours, and without restrictions. That's what it was. So that's all right. That's all right. Good for them. Say that. Yeah, Kuan Yin says it's good for them too. So Monday, and it's a bright and beautiful Monday in my world too. It really is. I really hope you guys are having a good day. You're awake. You're alive. No harm. Lots of love this weekend. I'm going to read a little bit real quick. This is from the book Kuan Yin Transmission, Healing Guidance from Our Universal Mother by Alana Fairchild. So I'm going to start up just reading a little bit out of this book. I'm just going to let Spirit pick the page. I am just going to let Spirit pick the page. Got a lot of work done. Hey, and speaking of getting a lot of work done, nice, I need that. We finally got our cabinets painted Saturday, painter them. So they got back out today to put a coat of paint on them. Very excited about that. Very excited. I can't tell you how happy that makes me. Because that means that by this weekend, I will have, oh God, no, it doesn't either. Because that means I still have it on my countertops. Oh, God, dog it. Hopefully I can get at least some things back in the go. I don't have to have a full working kitchen. No, that would be nice. But it doesn't have to be. As long as I can make some space. I'm so tired of having work done on my house and not having any space to move. So, all right. Ooh. Black Terra. That's who we're going to talk about this morning. Black Terra is an aspect of the Universal Mother. We got Sheila with us. We got Tina Price Beaton in the house. Good morning to you, loves. Good morning, both of you. Welcome. I'm glad you're here. Share me out. Let others know that I'm here on live. I guess you guys are not getting your notifications over on Facebook like you used to. I apologize for that. So maybe I'll start putting up a alert on Facebook to let you know that I'm going to get ready to go live. I will do that. I've been posting on Facebook for, God, how long have I been going live on Facebook? About going on 4 years now, Sheila. Sheila's been with me the whole time, so she knows as well as I do. Tina, I did make you a mod over on D Live. Thank you very much for that. So let us talk about, and this again is from the Kuan Yin Transmission. This is Healing Guidance from Our Universal Mother by Alana Fairchild. Really, really one of the greatest books I can recommend for you to be able to understand the aspect of the Universal Mother, the Sacred Feminine. Kuan Yin is. Good morning to Carl Perry. Good morning, Derry P. Carpenter. So glad to see you here too. I'm so glad to see you all here. So, Sacred Feminine. It's a really masculine-dominated world. It really is. There's nothing we can do about that. Carl, God bless your heart. You know, men are strong and they go there and they get the job done and all that. And women are soft and we're demure and and we have babies and keep our food on the table and all that good stuff. But Black Tara, let's find out about what she's up to. What is she about? Blue and black can be used interchangeably in the Tibetan theory of color. So there are some qualities black and blue Tara share. Both can be referred to as Ugra Tara, have wrathful nature, and are associated with enlightened divine destruction. This means that the divine is ferociously when there is no other to attain a desired higher purpose. That's a pretty cool paragraph right there, because I know that in my life I have, and this is me because I've not always been awake, enlightened, understanding. I've not always been connected with spirit. I've always been connected with spirit, but I've not always understood why or who spirit was. So now that I do, I can look back pretty freely on my life and clearly and see when I was being directed so strongly to do one thing, and I was being so hard-headed and obstinate, and I was going the complete opposite direction of where I was supposed to be. And at those times in my life was completely brought down. I don't say it was destroyed, but it would be completely turned around. I've lost everything I've owned except for the few things that are the most precious to me. Photos of my kids, for instance. Those things I never lost. But everything else that I had was gone in an instant. And so it took me, and I just went with the flow. I never fought it. I never kicked and screamed about it. I just rolled with the flow. You know, and I'm sure that you do too. There's some recovery time. Don't get me wrong. You know, there's some times when you have to shake it off and recover. But my recovery time was all right. I get it. I understand. You need me to do something that I'm not doing. So what is it? Point me in the right direction, and I'll do it. Because I would much rather go with the flow than fight it, man. Any day. Any day. Good morning, Miss Dee Dee. Good morning to you, Julie Cole. Or was that Julie Cole playing Little Sister this morning? I don't know. But I'm glad that you're here. I'm glad that you're here. As an expression of the Hindu goddess Kali, Black Tara has her own unique qualities. Associated with the use of power in service to wisdom, Black Tara subdues harmful spirits and malignant beings, as well as negative intentions. She is particularly helpful for situations where there is a need to overcome ill-intentioned magic, spells, or curses. For some, those things are very real. For some beings, they truly are. For others, they seem like silliness. Having experienced my fair share of such things in my line of work, I believe that they are a form of occult bullying. The Swedish company IKEA conducted an experiment to bring awareness to the effects of bullying. 2 nearly identical houseplants were placed in a school and given the same amount of sunlight, water, and fertilizer for 1 month. Kids were asked to record their voices. 1 tape loop was played to each houseplant consistently for 30 days. 1 plant received encouragement and loving words, while the other received negative words. The bullied plant wilted considerably. Oh, man. I see that in people. I see that in people that I witness having been bullied or being bullied, or at the time, the act of being bullied. I've seen people wither like that. Good morning to you, Mohammed. There's Dee Dee. Good morning to you all. So, yeah, it's so painful to our spirits. While this will not surprise any gardener who knows that plants respond well to positive emotional energy, and even sometimes particular types of music. You know, we've talked about that, how music does have an effect on your spirit. It'll put you in a good mood or a bad mood, or it'll accentuate the mood that you're in. Cheers to you. Good morning. While this will not surprise any gardener who knows how plants respond well to positive emotional energy, it also helps us to understand that the thoughts and words which are directed toward us have a profound effect on us or any being's ability to thrive. Wow. Wow. Weird energy this morning, huh, Julie? You know, oh, I know why. I know why. Sun did its thing again. The sun did its thing again. We're about to get blasted with about 3 days worth of some significant solar energy. And we just came out of a solar storm. Good morning to you, Shelly Hoot. Good morning, love. We just came out of a solar storm with pretty significant activity. So, you know, the sun's doing its thing. Julie says, I mean, in general, weird energy. Yeah, that's all right. Let it be. Let it be. It is what it is. Dee said, plants play their own beautiful music. One day I'm going to get this stuff so I can listen to my plants sing. If you ever do that, Dee Dee, man, I hope you create a page that is dedicated to your houseplants' sounds. I would love to hear the music of my plants. I really would. Really, really would. That would just be incredible. Mercury is in retrograde. That's very, very true. That's very true. And unfortunately, I think right now, what is it, Saturn and Mercury, or Jupiter and Saturn? Saturn's involved in it. Excuse me, it's Saturn and Mars. So sorry. Were squared off over the weekend as well. So Mercury's in retrograde and Saturn and Mars are squared off. It's a pretty tense indication in the stars. I don't know enough about it. Shelley said it ended on the 20th. All right, good for that. Good for that. I don't know. I don't know. I know when it happens, some people feel it really negatively, but it doesn't always have to be a negative event. And I think that's what this representation, what we're talking about this morning with the Black Tara, excuse me, she's an expression of the Hindu goddess Kali. Kali is tough. She's known as the invincible one who crushes the forces of others. She can render our intentions and ambitions invincible, which means nothing can derail us from our path. When we are in connection with Black Tara, we sense that our spiritual fulfillment is inevitable. You may not know how or when, but you will know it happens. This generates boldness. How would you act if you knew you couldn't fail? Oh, wow. Would you take the steps you would otherwise have procrastinated over and avoided out of fear of failure, uncertainty, or lack of confidence in yourself or the universe? That sense of inevitability is the shining Vara of Black Tara. She impregnates your intentions into the karmic fabric of the universe, which your soul recognizes, and so then can move forward with faith. So I guess, man, I guess. So this is the picture of the Black Tara. What do you think about that? A tough one to find in your nightmares. But even though she is destructive in her nature, she's very, very protective in nature too. And she also is known to right the wrongs of people in their lives, often depicted with the fangs of a tiger to represent her ferocious, insatiable appetite, the demons of the mind. Her aura is said to be fiery and smoky, representing her ability to transform energies through the purification of fire. Her great void-like nature, endless blackness and spaciousness can absorb all negativities and ward off evil. She is the guardian to whom we can offer anything, even what appears to be the most enormous of struggles or issues. She can devour them effortlessly. So whether she is removing spells or the negative effects of our self-esteem from bullies in the workplace or at school, mean girls at the gym, or jealous trolls on social media, we have a double blessing when we call on Black Tara. She will nullify negativity in our lives. And because we have called upon the presence of Divine Mother, we will also be helping those beings who are so trapped in suffering that their only relief is to try and cause pain to others, which, if you think about it, must be a living hell for their hearts. Wow. Wow. Excuse me. Pardon me. Tammy Tate's with us. Kitty's in the house. Pam Kelsey's hanging out. Lisa Baker, Dee Dee Mann, and Kristen Naomi Finley. Welcome all. Welcome all. Glad you guys are here. Happy Monday to you. Right back at ya. So glad to see you guys here. We're talking about Black Tara this morning. What do we call her? An expression of the Hindu goddess Kali, Black Tara. And once you call on her, she will nullify activity in our lives. And because we have called on the presence of the Divine Mother, who Kali is an aspect of, we will also be helping those beings who are so trapped in suffering that their only relief is to try and cause pain to others. Tibetan teachings describe her power to affect the physical world as making the world quake by striking the mountains and islands with the palms of her hand and stamping her foot to make structures tremble. With her glare, the unshakable, unbreakable diamond light of the Varaha, I think that's how you pronounce that, I'm not sure, emanates from her eyes and shatters forms. This refers to her ability to cause genuine change in our lives. Remember, wrathful deities show up when there are no other means to accomplish what needs to take place. They are the divine faces of the last resort. They're the divine faces of the last resort. Wow. The extreme measures of sacred intervention. So even when somebody is doing something so wrong in the world that the only way to save them and bring them back to the embrace of the Universal Mother is to cause utter destruction. And that could also mean, very simply, going to prison for the rest of their life. Being in an accident so bad, it changes your ability to move. You know, the destruction is so great and so final because it is so important that you live whatever life it is that you were called to do. The importance is so great. And at those times, the Universal Mother will intervene ferociously and will bring you down all the way, not to your knees, man, not to your knees. At this point, you're flat on the ground. You're on your face, and you're not getting up for a minute because you're down. You're down, man. These are the divine faces of last resort, the extreme measures of sacred intervention. So it may not be the subtlest of effects that they evoke in our lives. The shattering of natural forms can refer to our karma, the natural consequences of our actions being demolished. Our karma may have created mountains for us to climb rather than a clear and easy path ahead, or perhaps we've become an island of sorts, which can happen when we withdraw from others to protect ourselves from the painful feelings, these things which have separated us from nourishing resources. strike of the Black Terra's hand, and the barriers between us and others can crumble. We then have a choice to accept the hands that are finally able to reach for us, and perhaps take the chance to reach out to others also. Great peace can flow from such activity. Wow, wow. Whew. There is a mantra here, and I think I'm going to read a little bit more about her because I want you to understand a little bit more about the aspect of the Black Tara or Kali. Bliss is in the house. Julie, Lindsay, welcome, welcome. So glad you're here. So glad you're here. Whew. The Dark Mother of Grace is a fierce emanation of the great Kuan Yin. Yet when we remember that her source is pure love, we can melt into her like a child without holding anything back and feel that we are truly loved unconditionally. Our desire for her opens us up to her blessings. It is the desire to be freed from suffering and pain, from mental anguish, from repeated stories of broken hearts or victimizations or failure that you have tortured yourself with. It is the desire to be freed from your history and discover your own uniqueness and perfect fulfillment. This desire fuels your heart and opens your mind to her grace to put yourself at her mercy, under her protection, and trust unconditionally in her wisdom and love for you. We can even pray to her when we see other beings, humans, animals, spirits, struggling and in pain. We can become fierce in our devotion to her, knowing that she can absorb all pain and provide a clear path to freedom and relief. This wrathful mother is there for us when the bonds of attachment, fear, doubt, and suffering have become too strong for us to break. Hear that? Through her, we can shift into the bliss of surrender that comes only when one has truly allowed her to take the suffering and transform us through the process. In the darkness of Black Tara's endless spaciousness and grace, there is room to rest, expand, and take and vibrate. After encountering this wrath deity, peace comes. Relaxation and relief follow swiftly. Everything that once was has shifted and become free. As the beautiful expression of supreme wisdom, Tara manifests herself for the needs of all beings. She is always spacious, luminous, dispelling suffering, and opens up through her bright mantras into light and awakening that takes us beyond the limitations into her eternal heart. This is summed up in the Heart Sutra, which means awakening that has gone beyond, completely to another shore beyond. Tara is our method and our means, transporting us beyond suffering and into bliss. May all beings recognize that they are matured in her heart. Wow. That is very, very empowering. And there's something too that, because I know that there are many of us who come from very strong Christian backgrounds, and we are taught from the age of birth, beaten into our heads that we shall not have any other gods before us. Shall not have any other gods before me. Excuse me. Before me, not us. But the thing is that Kuan Yin, as the Universal Mother, has many aspects to her identity. Whether they're happy, angry, sad, strong, compassionate, healing. She has many faces, or the aspects of the Universal Mother. You can be Christian, and you can be Muslim, you can be Buddhist, you can be nothing, you can be agnostic, you can be truly pagan, as long as you understand that you're asking for help, just as you would call on Mary, the mother of Jesus, which is an aspect of the Universal Mother. Calling on Mary, the mother of Jesus, brings that mothering understanding, that love, that unconditional forgiveness, and allowing us to let go. She's also one who many mothers who have lost a child can identify with, because she is the great mother of Jesus, who suffered and died for us on the cross as a Christian. For me, I understand that even in the Catholic traditions, they ask you, if you need help with traveling, who's the patron saint of traveling? St. Patrick, I think. Patron saint of travelers. I believe is St. Patrick, but I could be wrong. There's patron saints for the animals. If you have animals that are suffering, you can ask this patron saint to come and take special care of these animals, or to say special prayers for you in heaven. You call on other deities or other holy people. I guess that's what we could call them, holy people, ascended masters, to assist us in our daily life. And that's okay, because we are not worshiping them. We're asking them for help. That's what we're doing. We're asking them for help. And so if you need specific help in your life, and you've been asking Jesus and asking Jesus and asking Jesus, and you're not getting anywhere, ask somebody else. Maybe that's not Jesus' specialty, since he's the great physician. Maybe he's not the one to give you cash. You might talk with somebody else about that. I'm just saying. Thank you, Dee Dee. St. Christopher, right? St. Christopher is patron saint of travelers. I just remember, my kids' family, my children's family is Catholic, and their whole family's Catholic on their dad's side. And so they always had the medals and the cards and ribbons, all these prayer things. And anyway. So I want to give you a couple of mantras this morning. I'm just going to kind of help you understand. When we say a mantra, the ohms, when you are saying a mantra, and I read about this, I kind of just newly came to understand this. Our bodies are made of water. And when if you had a glass of water with something that vibrates, let's say a tuning fork, you bang a tuning fork and you put it in the water, doesn't it vibrate the water? So what it's doing is it's breaking up the molecules in the water, and it's making them dance. They're vibrating because of the energy of the sound. In our bodies, we have molecules we are what? 80-some% water, 78% water. And so when we say our ohms, when we say our mantras, what we are specifically doing is vibrating the cells in our bodies. And so say, for instance, if you're doing a specific third eye mantra, you're vibrating this mantra at a certain frequency to break up the calcification, because sonic power can blast rocks. And so if you have a calcification, if you feel like your third eye is calcified, start saying a mantra. Start saying your own. And hold it out. And let that music vibrate in your throat. Feel it vibrating and then spreading up and down your body. And feel your cells being cleansed. Some of these cells will pop, 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 just explode with the energy. That's great. because you're getting rid of poisons and craps that are contained in those cells that don't need to be in your body, in your physical body. Your aura, when you are making these sounds with your throat, you're vibrating your and you begin to feel your whole body vibrate, not just here, but it goes up and it goes down. You are healing parts of your body. You're throwing the garbage. You're breaking up cells that are holding toxins and crap that you don't need to have. And you feel better. You feel better. You cleared out the cobwebs too. So this mantra is a mantra for Black Tara. This mantra empowers Black Tara's actions in our lives. If you'd like to experience more of Black Tara as Kali, then there's another chapter that's devoted to it. And let me know, and I will. We can talk about it. Dee Dee said, I was raised Catholic. Yeah, I converted to Catholicism when I was 15. I converted because I wanted my kids to be raised in one religion. And, I always kind of dug the idea of being Catholic. So it wasn't just for the kids, it was because I had an interest myself. Being raised in a Baptist church, in a Southern Baptist church where, man, those hymns are dark. That's all I can say. Those hymns are dark. Pardon me. Mantra for Black Tara is Om Tare Tu Tare Tu. Excuse me. Tu Re Tre Pe Soham. So it goes Om Tare Tu Tare Tu Re Tre Pe Soham. You have to get the book because it tells you how to pronounce it. I couldn't do it without the book. I really could not. All right. This next mantra means the words mean awakening that has gone beyond, completely to another shore beyond. I love this. This is Gate, Gate, Pare, Gate, Parasam, Gate, Bodhi, Swaha. I don't know if that's completely correct or not, but it sounded right and it felt right. It felt right. And usually when you say a mantra, you can say mantras 3 times. However many times are on the malas. That's the complete morning prayer. This is a mala. Prayer beads. Reminded me a lot of the old rosary beads. And I love this one. I really, truly do. This is probably some of the most beautiful beads I've ever seen. Thank you so much for this, Melissa. Thank you so much for this. Well made, knotted between everyone like it's supposed to be. So you begin here and you start saying your mantras and you work your way around. I don't remember how many beads are on here, Melissa. If you got a second, pop that up for me. So this would be like saying your daily prayers. Melissa's the one to explain more about them because I really don't know enough about them. In my life, I've discovered that Spirit sends to me tools that I need a little bit at a time before it's time for me to use them. And then when it's time for me to use them, I don't even know. I pick up some of the things that I do, and that's the truth. I don't know why. I'm just drawn to them, and I pick them up, and I bring them home, and I put them someplace. And then pretty soon, I have everything that I need for a project that I had no idea that I was needing to do. And I have everything, every tool that I need for it. So it's very interesting how Spirit works in your life. And all it takes really is, and it's the simplest of things, but it's also the hardest. It just takes faith. Putting your question out there, putting your requests out there, saying things, and then letting it go. Asking for the things that you need to receive, and then just being assured that you'll get it. And letting it go and not worrying. Melissa said you start at the bead next to the guru bead. This being the guru bead. So start here. And you say a mantra at each bead until you've said the mantra 108 times. All the way around. Thank you so much for that, Melissa. Dee said if you were raised Catholic, you have a sound foundations on how to perform rituals. I didn't even realize that for a long time. Yes, that's exactly right. That is exactly right. Yeah, Krista Naomi is asking, what does that mean, rituals for Catholic? Well, the Catholic Mass. The Catholic Mass is 100% ritual. Yeah. I mean, in any Mass, they do Masses, specific intentions, Masses for weddings, funerals. Gosh, get a new car, specific requests. You go all around. You go all the way around the guru. The guru bead is the focus bead. I got you. I got you. That's beautiful. So she says, I wonder what you mean. I'm Catholic. Okay. So when you go to Mass and the priest is doing the entire Mass, he says everything from a book. He does everything specifically by the book as he does his steps through this Mass. When I create a ritual, a moon ritual, a ritual for Imbolc, for instance, or whatever holiday is coming up, or a specific intention ritual, it is much like, it is so similar to the same way that is followed through with the Catholic Mass, except that we don't do the blood and body of Christ. Although we do share in feasting, and that could be a cup of wine or a cup of meat or beer or tea, cake. Not feasting ever goes, but it's interesting when you do ritual. You should have just something light to drink and to eat to complete the ritual, and it's a celebration. It's a feast, recognizing the community of spirit and physical. So. Anyway, Julie said, what I remember about Catholic Mass is stand up, sit down, kneel. I just went to Mass once with a friend. That's funny. Stand up, sit down, kneel is right. That's exactly right. That's how it goes. So, ooh, I loved going to Mass. And when I started studying and going to masses, like Black Mass. I swear to God, never did that in my life. Never will. The first few times that I had the honor of attending a pagan celebration, pagan ritual, that was the first thing that I thought of was, wow, nice to be Catholic. I understand. But you have to understand, too, that the Catholic religion was created, period. I don't want to get into that conversation today. It was created for, I don't know, control. Control? What? Dee said, blessing of the food at Easter is one of my favorites, along with the Stations of the Cross. They're absolutely beautiful. And absolutely, yeah. Yes. Easter Mass, the Easter Vigil was always my favorite Mass, the Easter Vigil. And it's the longest one. It's about 3 hours. But it's very beautiful. Everybody walks into the church with their candles lit. You light them outside the church by the sacred fire, the sacred candle. One flame lights all the others. And then you walk into a darkened church, and it's just a candlelight procession. And the lights don't come on until sometime into the Mass. It's beautiful. Sharon answered that perfect. Crystal would have taken a long time to time. Yeah. You stand up, sit down, stand up, kneel, pray, get up, go up, take your bread, and go in the peace of Christ. Everyone said, thanks be to Jesus. And gets up and leaves church, says, how I see Mass. I grew up Catholic. Oh, my goodness sakes. Oh, okay, Krista, thank you. She said that she misunderstood whenever she read the message, and thank you. You guys crack me up. I need to warm my tea up. So I'm so happy it's Monday. I really am. I had a long, busy, wonderful weekend with my granddaughter. She's so good, and she's so sweet, and she's such a love. She's great for hugs. She's great for hugs, isn't she, Shauna? And the church smells amazing because of the incense. Yeah, and they put their candle up. The Easter candle is the long, tall, 4-foot tall candle. And it's only lit during Mass, and I think it's only lit during Mass. Yeah. And anyway, it lasts a whole year. Yeah, thanks, Krista said. Love it. Glad you had a beautiful weekend with your family. Heartwarming. Yeah, it really is. Really is. It's very healing for me to be around my granddaughter. But gosh darn it, the weekend didn't end the way I wanted it to. And sometimes I get a little bit grumpy because of that, but I have to learn just be all right. It's okay. But I want more time. I don't want less time with people. I want more time. So, yeah, I'd have been happy if she stayed 3 or 4 more days. I'd have been satisfied with that. Colette said, I just like very old churches. Have not been to church since I was about 10 years old. I'm more interested in the building itself. And Colette, I have to agree with that. Some of the most incredible architecture I have ever seen is in a church. Inside and out. They are absolutely stunning. There was I can't think, I think it's Coptic Christian or Coptic Catholic church that was next door to me. I didn't understand it at all, so I didn't even ask. There were nuns and priests, but they wore different types of images. But I went inside the church one time. They had a garage sale fundraiser, and I got to go inside the church and look at it. And they had the most beautiful dome in the sanctuary part of the church where they keep the host and the altar. That part of the church was this enormous dome that looked like a freehand painted fresco. God, it was beautiful. It was so beautiful. Angels. It was just a heaven scene with the clouds and the angels and such. Krista said the Catholic churches in Montreal are absolutely gorgeous. I bet. Kitty said she found some beautiful old churches in Tennessee. Love looking through them. There's one here just about 8-10 miles northwest of us. Just a lonesome Catholic church out here on the prairie that has always been there. It's always been there for as long as I can remember. But when I was a child, when I was growing up, it was the Catholic church, the parsonage, because the priests stay there. And then there was a convent, and there was, I don't know if there was actually a school there or not, if they did this teachings inside the church. I don't know. I don't remember that far back because I wasn't Catholic at that time. But there was nothing else around. I mean, it was the church on the prairie. I finally went and see that. Too. That is one of the things that I would like to go over to the United Kingdom for, just for the art, just to go see those old castles. Because here in the United States, we really don't have any buildings more than 600 years old unless they're ancient structures. There's no in between. There's no between. My friend Ansi Matai, she had come up to go to school and work. We became very good friends, and to take her around and show her some of the oldest buildings. I said, okay. And so we did. I took her to Paola, Kansas, because that was the oldest little town that we were near, and I showed her where the old courthouse was. It said 1871 or something like that on the 1870 something. And I said, this is the oldest building that I know of, man. It's old, 1870 something. Can you imagine me being that old? And she looked at me and she said, are you kidding me? We have buildings that are thousands of years old. And I just looked at her and my heart just sank. I'm like, well, you're not going to find that around here. And now I understand that you need to go out west, because out in the Canyonlands, there's a lot of interesting petroglyphs. And, you know, there are even areas that have geoglyphs. That's art in the earth. In California, out in the desert land, I don't know what it is. And really they've really destroyed a lot of it. They've bulldozed it. They've put roads through it. They don't want anybody to know that it's there. Or maybe they started tearing it before it was seen, because you can only see it from the air. It's like the over in Peru. Y'all know what I'm talking about? I can't think of it right off the top of my head. I can see all the little geoglyphs in my head, but I can't think of what this country is besides Peru. Anyway, we have those in the United States, but you would never know it. You would never know it, because our government is too busy covering crap up, pretending like we don't have an ancient history, pre-flood history. Because most of the things that you would see are going to be pre-flood things. We got over on D Live, we have Mrs. Bushwrecker. Good morning to you. So glad you're here in the house with me. Thank you very much. I'm doing all right. I am podcasting over on, or multicasting, multi-streaming. I don't know what you call it. I'm not real good about the words, but I know what I'm doing half the time. And so I've got my Facebook over there. I've got a shout out over on YouTube. Got a shout out to put out on Twitch, and I think I'm going to trade Twitch in for Rumble, because I think I dig Rumble. So I think I'm going to do some more casting over there too and see how that goes. So anyway, yeah, please stick around, get to know me, follow me, like the page, and get a message, get a pop-up whenever I go live. This is your morning Cuppa, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. Central Time. Today we're talking about Kali, the Black Terra, and the aspects of the Universal Mother. So, G said, although I have to admit it, one of the drunkest times I ever got was at a Catholic fish fry. There were stands throughout the line selling beer. Yes, ma'am. Catholics love their beer. Catholics love their beer. Yes, they do. That's so awesome. I love that. Julie Cole also said, I don't think we revere old structures and buildings here like they do in the United Kingdom. They always want to demolish and build the new here. When they tore down our recreational center here that had been here for years, the Coliseum, it was really sad for me. It was a big part of my childhood. But we are a disposable country, Julie. We are not made to last. And I hate to say that, but it seems so damn true, and especially nowadays. But the reason that I say that is because the United Kingdom, they built their buildings to last. They built them to stand the test of times. That's why they built them out of stone. The Middle East, they don't build out of wood. They build out of stone, because stone will stand the test of time. I was driving through Belton yesterday with my husband, and I was looking at the houses along the main road, which is Y Highway. And I was noticing that the older houses there, the oldest ones, were made of brick or echo or stone. And that the houses that looked like they were about 1960 or so, they were falling apart. I mean, they had parts of the front of the house that had peeled back and showed their insulation. They had, roofs falling in. They looked terrible. And I said, yeah, that's at the 1950s or whenever it was in plastics. And found out how great plastic was. You can mold it into anything. These little bitty beads will pop up into a bottle. So we became a disposable country. Your televisions are not made to last. That's why you can buy a 50-inch television or a 120-inch television for $1,200. A 50-inch television you can get for $300. What? Are you kidding me? And then the crap that comes out of it when they do finally die. You can't send them to a landfill because they're filled with poisons, carcinogens, crap that lasts in our soil for generations. And so what do you do with the electronic crap that you can't dispose of? Have you ever seen recycling centers for electronics? Because they have to take each one apart and take out that poisonous whatever it is that's in there. And take that out and separate it from the rest of the crap, the plastic, before they throw it away. We became a disposable nation. And at that time, at that point, it was easier to create throwaway goods and cheaper, faster to create throwaway goods than it is to create something that will last the test of time. And so that is what we are. And we won't ever have buildings in our country that are thousands of years old. We won't. Yeah. And it's sad. It's too bad. It's too bad. Boy, that put me on a tear, didn't it? I was on a rant on that one. Sorry about that. Colette said, Liverpool Anglican Cathedral is beautiful, but is only about 100 years old. But it's beautiful inside. It's all made of sandstone. I love that place. When we get back to normal, I'm going to go there and have a look around. Good for you. Yeah, yeah. We all need our out-of-the-box place to go. Dee Dee said it is truly sad how many poisons go into Mother Earth here in America. Yeah, it is. We don't need to be in the Paris Accord. We don't need the United Nations or another country telling us how bad our country is and pay them to tell us how bad our country is. We need to look at our country and use that money to fix it, to find out how we can become not a throwaway country. You know, that we can learn. Because when you have a throwaway mentality, it bleeds into every aspect of your life. If you always think that you can throw it away and get a new one with things, with property, then you start looking at the people in your life. And you may not consciously see yourself going that direction. You may not be able to stop yourself either. You may just I don't know. You may just find yourself being stopped suddenly. I don't know. It's just that I hate to see how many people and how easy it is for some to throw away others. For some people, it's way too easy. People are as disposable as things. And it all goes back to that mentality. So, like, for instance, in my kitchen, I don't hardly ever buy plastic anymore. I buy glass storage containers. Because, eventually, and it's not too long, of freezing and thawing and popping in the microwave and taking it back out or putting hot food in it, they start breaking down. Those plastic containers start breaking down. And the thinner they are, the worse they are about it. And it is not so much that I worry about the parts getting in my food, even though if you look in the ocean, Most of our fish have plastics in their digestive system. Most of them do. The bigger the fish, the more they've got. And garbage in their guts that'll never leave their system because it'll never break down. We should be ashamed of ourselves, just as a planet. Dee Dee said it used to be that people fixed and mended everything. Now when things go out, it's more to fix them than it is to buy a new one. Absolutely. And it is so true. And it is so sad at the same time, Krista. You're so right about that. And that all happened, though. That all happened when plastic started into our world. And nylon pantyhose and all that silly stuff. Blame it on the nylons. Guys, let's pull a card. What do you say about that? Let's pull a card and start our day. I got a painter. I hope he comes today. If he doesn't, from Corona, Germany. Kalika, thank you so much, Kalika. Celtica. I got you, Celtica. I'm sorry. Takes me a while. So glad you're there. Thank you for joining us over on D Live from Germany. We're getting ready to pull a card for the day. Spreading some energy right now. Just sharing some love. Be open to receive, please. Just be open to receive this good healing energy. Let it be a refreshing rain shower. Just feel it and soak it in. I got mine this morning, and I'll take some more now. Take those deep breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth. Just blow out all that stress, all that crap from the day. And allow yourself to be an open vessel today to receive from Spirit what Spirit has for you. All the good, all the beauty. There's so much for you. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. Trying to see what card she wants me to pull. I think she's still looking. This is Wild Kuan Yin. Wild Kuan Yin. Thank you. Wild Kuan Yin Oracle by Miss Alana Fairchild. For you. Your view and pleasure. Colette said, we have another cathedral. The Catholic one, they call it a wigwam. Wigwam, it's shaped like a crown. Is lovely inside. Of a friend who works in there. He told me it's very haunted. Lots of little rooms, off rooms. It's really nice there. Wigwam. Wigwam, okay. That's interesting. They call it a wigwam. Shaped like a crown. I'm curious. Can we go? Can we go? I need to start planning my trip to the United Kingdom. But you know what that means. That means I have to take that shot if I'm going to get on a plane ever again. Or a boat. I might just drive. I have a feeling But they have started relaxing restrictions in this part of the country for now. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate that. Celtica over on D Live. I got SpongeBob hearts and flowers. We have from Wild Kuan Yin Oracle by Alana Fairchild. This is Above You, the Lantern Dancer. Above You, the Lantern Dancer. Moving that up a little bit for you. There you go. Look beyond what appears to be. Guiding grace, like a star in the sky, shows the way through what is happening now. I am the Lantern Dancer, lighting the way to a new path, a new reality for you. Even when the moon is full and you believe that you see all as it is, I know that there is something far more beautiful happening. Trust me. There are times that we feel as though nothing seems to be flowing. We encounter obstacles and closed doors, wait for another door to open, but nothing seems to be happening. We may begin to doubt ourselves whether our dreams are even possible. The oracle of above you, the lantern dancer, brings you a message. Things are not as they seem right now. You may think that you have the whole picture in your mind, but there are other factors at play that you cannot clearly see yet. Let go of your fixed opinions and worries. Trust in the power of the divine to work out things in the best possible way. You don't have to work out a solution for yourself. You just need to trust your inner guidance and allow yourself to be led. The path you are taking needs to twist and turn a little before your success can come. There are certain elements that need to be integrated, certain people that need to become involved. Trust in this. It will happen as a natural coinciding of people, opportunities, and events according to a divine plan. It is all working out. Trust and let peace come to our body, mind, and soul. I love that. Wow. That was a power card. That was a powerful one. And Mo, if you're watching this, I just strongly know that that one was for you. That one was for Mo. And others. If you feel that card called to you, then please claim it and say thank you. I accept that. This is card number 2 of 3. It is number 8 in the deck. The title is The Snow Shepherdess. I come to you with news of unexpected life. Something that seemed once impossible without energy or hope of success is coming to life. Not only is this an unexpected happening, but it will be taking place when you least think likely. I will come with the decree that life shall have its way, no matter what circumstances appears to dictate, and in the midst of great loss, scarcity, or denial of life, a blessing of abundance, fertility, and new beginnings will be given. I like that. I like that. That was cool. Send me some pics of the 2 cathedrals. I would like that, Colette. Pam Kelsey said that card is talking to me big time. Good, good. I'm glad. I'm glad. Let it ring to you, and then just feel it. Just let it be. Let it be. And say thank you. If these cards resonate with you, I pull 3 at the end of the show every day. Just give you a boost to let you feel good for a minute. To let Spirit try to get a message through to you. If they ring true to you, if you get the tingles, if it catches your attention, then just say thank you and accept it for what it is. Message of love. Message of love. This is number 32. Ancestral Guardians of Light. I like this card already. Hang on. Push my back up. My love for you is so vast. And as you learn to recognize it, you shall see me reaching for you in every person, every encounter, every circumstance, every event in your life. You've come to this planet at my request to be a bearer of light and a way shower for others. And because you honor me and take human form, so too shall I honor you. Look within your heart, and there you shall find me. We travel always together. There is no need for you to feel alone. Souls travel in groups, reincarnating again and again to grow and evolve together. These are the people with whom we feel an unwavering and profound connection, irrespective of whether or not we are connected biologically. Sometimes even when we have not met them in person. Sometimes the connections feel nurturing, constructive, at other times deeply challenging. Been there, done that. What matters most is that you are willing to grow by honoring your truth and accepting the opportunities for personal development that are presented to you. This may mean holding a higher truth in your heart to help show those in fear another way. That could be breaking away from destructive belief system in your family or culture, or helping to defend and uphold traditions that are healing for the soul. You're being honored as a leader in your own right, helping bring a more loving, less fearful consciousness to those with whom you are connected. Don't be afraid to lead others through your own example. You're contributing something positive to this world, and this is a natural talent of yours at a spiritual level, part of your divine destiny to be lived. Although sometimes you may feel alone when you are ahead of the curve. Sometimes you may feel alone when you are ahead of the curve. You're actually a part of a powerful spiritual team, and the Divine Mother is always with you. Man, that's beautiful. Ask your guardians, your ancestors, those that have crossed over, ask them to continue to help you along your path in your world. They're just waiting for you to ask them. And they will create opportunities for you that you would not have believed to be possible yesterday. So just ask. Ask your answers. My God. Who wants to see you succeed more than anybody else? Parents, your grandparents, your uncles, your aunts, the people who knew you in your life that have now crossed over. Call on them. Ask them to help you in your world. Make your path a little clearer, a little straighter, a little softer if you need it. And if you need it, ask them to give you challenges along the way so that you can continue to realize your sacred truth, that you are a spiritual being experiencing a physical reality, and that we're here on this great big beautiful planet to learn how to love unconditionally. And that's it, because love is truly the answer to everything. Everything is to just let it go and let love find its way. So for you, I love you all with all of my heart. And I wish you so much beauty today. I wish you peace, and I wish you joy. And as you receive those things, continue to become those things so that you can be that joy and that beauty and that peace to someone else in their world when they need it. I love you all so much. Have a beautiful Monday. Go be joy.